want to say big up to all the people of Ghana, man.
Yeah, man.
And all over Africa who's listening to you right now.
You know, see.
Man, it's doing a great show, man.
We give
so
thanks.
Yes, sir.
Father, go and talk to me. How is the vibe like with you?
Man, the vibe is great, man. You don't say have on the vibe glasses. The vibe is great.
I've
been listening to you from morning, man.
Definitely.
Job, man.
On the internet, I almost all the pictures I have seen with you, you know, you putting on this particular glasses. Why these glasses, man?
Yeah. This one was I had the one like just like this when I did that Shiboom video.
Okay.
It was all red.
All right.
Into the video, but this is a new one with all the colors.
Yeah.
So step it up, you know.
Definitely. Any specific reason?
Huh?
Any specific reason?
No, it's just a look. You know, just my look. I just get these glasses and I like it.
Okay.
So we wear it a lot, you know.
All right. Let's step into.
There's it. Yeah.
Yes, Father. Yeah, man. We see it, man. Right. Let's step into action now. Michael Asher, all the way from Westmoreland in Jamaica, say he tuned in, listening to us right now, and trust me, he used to listen to your song them in the 80s, specifically Ira Data in the 80s. You know, how does that make you feel now for...
Yeah, great, man. I want to big up Asher right now. Big up Mr. Asher.
You don't see it.
Hope you have an Ira Data right there with your boss.
You don't see
it. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Let's step into, you know, your life right now. We would like to know you. Who is Mallory Williams?
Mallory Williams is a man who have just deal with pure music, you know. Music is my life. Yeah. That's it. Music.
All right.
Yeah.
So, talking about you right now, where were you born? How did you grow up? Which kind of parents were you born to?
Yeah, I was born in Kingston, Jamaica. You know, my mother and father, Luther Williams was my father, you know, famous pianist. My mother and father were married, but they were divorced before I got to 1 year old. And then so I grew up with my mother. And I used to see my father every now and then, you know. Yeah. I used to hear him playing on the radio. He had a famous instrumental song that he played on the piano called Arawak Cha-Cha. Yeah. And that's what I used to hear on the radio. And they say, hey, Daddy's on the radio. And they put me around a little piano and I would go crazy. That's my earliest memory of music.
Oh, wow. 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 So your father now, you did say that you were a year old when your father and your mom separated. You understand? Yes. So you didn't have that kind of father love, right?
Huh?
So you didn't have that kind of father love.
No. But the music came down in the genes, you know, it's in the blood.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just started to play the keyboard at the early age, you know. Didn't get any lessons or anything like that. I just played.
Oh, it came naturally.
Yeah, in the blood.
Wow.
If you go on YouTube, you see Grace Jones, my cousin.
Yeah.
She has a song called Williams Blood.
All right.
That song, she's telling her parents her father was a pastor and they didn't want her in the music business and all that. But she's telling them in that song I got the Williams blood in me. Because she knew of my father. In that time, he was a famous pianist in Jamaica. So she wrote a song saying, I got the Williams blood in me. It's on YouTube.
Wow.
Grace Jones, Williams blood.
All right. I'll check it out. Now, I want you to talk to me now. Living with your mother now, how was life like with you and your mom?
Well, it was great. You know, I was her only child. And I also had 2 cousins growing up with me also, from my mother's sister's children. Yeah, and we had a great time running up and down there in the east, off Wynwood Road in the east part of Kingston. Yeah, that's what I remember.
All right. So now, let's go into how music stepped in for you, and in which year did you start recording in Jamaica?
Oh, I started recording about 1984. Yeah. I covered a song which was done by John Holt, Memories by the Score. That was my first recording. And I did a song called Reggae Gone Grammy, which went to number 9 in the charts. Yeah, and that song was a song I did. I gave it to you. You remember Barry G?
Yeah.
Barry G clashed with Radigan in England.
Yes.
And Radigan played some song about Grammy. And Barry G pulled out that one and crushed the place. I mean, in a rubber dub style.
You don't see it. Wow. I remember that famous clash between Barry G and also David Radigan. I remember that. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, man.
Wow. So you
and
started...
then after that, I did Iron Daughter in 1985.
Okay, 85.
And it went up 2 on the charts.
Wow.
Yeah, and then the next year, 1986, I came with Shaboom.
All right. Now, before we come to 1986, let's go back to 1984 when you started recording. You know, those days in Jamaica, you just can't wake up and say, yo, I'm going into the studio to go and record and all that. Somebody have to hold your hands and say, yo, listen, me I take you go to studio. You must have a link, or you must go hang around the studio and wait for them to call you and say, yo, youth, buy me this. Then you can have the opportunity to go into the studio. How did yours happen?
That's way. I found a man named Mr. Dean Fraser, famous saxophone player.
Okay.
And told him I want to do some recording, and he set up the whole thing for me, you know. I went to the studio and recorded Memories by the Score, John Holt song. And and it started right there. After that, I kind of did everything myself, you know. I got to learn how things go from Dean. He's the one that took me in the studio the first time.
All right. I would like to know, how did you meet him?
I was a musician before that. I was playing in various bands, playing keyboard in various bands. And then I had started to do some shows. I started to sing, and I started to do some shows on the North Coast, and in Ocho Rios and Montego Bay. And I used to carry some horn players with me. And I used to take Dean Fraser and Nambo Robinson with me to play horns on those shows. And that's how I met Dean, you know.
Okay.
That's how I met Dean. And then after that is when I planned to do some recording. So he guided me through the studio session at that time.
All right. So in your time now, which were some of the artists that you can say, these were my peers around that time?
Around that time, there was Tristan Palmer.
Tristan Palmer, For real.
Patrice Palmer was one of my favorite artists, you know. And then I played some keyboard with the We the People band, which we toured with Dennis Brown and a lot of other artists, you know. That's it.
Wow.
And then after that, we made Shiboom, and that was a big hit. Shiboom was covered by a French group that went to #1 in France. They have a video. The name of that group is Culture Connection.
Culture Connection.
Spelled with a K. Kulcha, Culture Connection. Konnection. Their version went to #1 in France. It's on YouTube. If you put in Shiboom Culture Connection, you see that one.
Wow.
They come.
Where from that inspiration for Shiboom?
For Shiboom? Well, I had played keyboards on a song for Sophia George. Remember that song, Girly Girly?
Yeah, you wanted to girly girly. Yeah.
Yeah, I played keyboard on that song.
Oh, wow.
And when it got big, you know, her manager checked me to come to Europe with them as their musical director. And I went with them, and she was doing some awesome shows all over Europe. You know, and every night when she came off stage, her manager used to say, "Man, she boom it up again. George, boom it up again," you know? Wow. And that's where I got the title.
She boomed.
When that tour ended, we came back to Jamaica, and I was actually writing it for her to sing. And I took it to a good friend of mine, a singer named Tony DaCosta. He used to sing with the Scatolites in the early days. And I took it to him and said, "I'm writing this song for Sophia," and I sing it for him. He said, "Listen, man, Sophia get her hit already, man. Go and sing a song." So I reworked the lyrics and took it in the studio and did it, you know.
Wow.
And the rest is history.
The rest is history. Wow.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So around that time, you were basically dealing with live music, you know,
yes,
like singers and players and all that kind of thing. You were not part of any sound system?
No, I never came that route at all. My music started early when I was in prep school. I was in, you know, baby school. We used to, you know, they used to have concerts and plays every year. I used to go to a school named Vaz Prep. And I used to perform on stage, some acting, some singing and all that, you know. And I remember one time they had a concert, and I was playing the part of Sweetie Charlie. Yeah, I heard about Sweetie Charlie.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I would dress up in a red jacket and a black pants and a black shiny shoes and a hat with a tall feather up in the air.
Yeah.
walk across the stage and some girls singing "Sweetie Charlie, Sweetie Charlie." Listen, man, the next day at school, the Monday at school, every boy hate me in that school and every girl loved me, man.
Oh,
That's where it all started. All the girls love me, man, like cook food.
Yeah, man. 25 minutes or 26 minutes going into the R2 here on Asaase Radio, the voice of our land. Our guest is one name, Mallory Williams, you understand me, of Shiboom fame in 1986. You know what I mean? And he's here telling us the story and all that and all that and all that. All right. How did the transition happen for moving from Jamaica to come settle finally in the States?
Oh, well, my mother migrated in, what was that, 1977 or something like that. And then I followed her in 78 and moved to New York. You know, she had sent for me, filed for me. And I moved to New York. And then I moved to New York. I started playing on a cruise ship with a Jamaican singer named Alston Bear.
Okay.
We toured the world on the cruise ship, and I played keyboards for him, and then I did that for a while, and then I missed Jamaica. I moved back to Jamaica, and then that's where I got married and I had some kids. Yeah, and that's when I started singing on the North Coast. Yeah.
Wow.
And then here again, back in the States, I'm in Denver, Colorado.
Wow. 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 Wow.
Yes, sir.
I was thinking, Jamaica is the place, and when it comes to reggae music and all that kind of thing, Jamaica is the headquarters. Anything you want to know about reggae music, you have to go to Jamaica and all that. You understand me? And I was thinking of why, in terms of settlement, and you're still doing reggae, you're still recording and all that. Why don't you go back to Jamaica?
Well, it's just life just takes you where it takes you.
Of course.
Yeah, this is where I am right now. I might still end up in Jamaica at some time, but the music business, you go where it's happening. You go where you get things done, and that right now that's over here in Colorado for me.
Okay, all right. So, in terms of what is happening now in a reggae scene or dancer scene, as compared to your time, like the 80s, when you were coming up and you were hot and you have the single stopping chart and all that, what is the difference? And even what is the difference in terms of the business?
In terms of the business, you mean, or the music itself?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the music changed and the business changed. Everything changes over time. People do things different. In my time, there was no Facebook. There was no internet stuff and all that. So in this time, that's what it is. And so it's different. It's a different energy. It affects the music in a different way, and people do all kinds of different stuff. In my time, it was just the radio, All that makes a big difference. And the youth today, their style is different. They talk different. They have different slangs. Everything is different. Young people change, just moves along with time, Yeah.
All right. It looks like nowadays, with this current generation, everything moves fast. You understand me? In terms of recording and all that kind of thing. You understand me? Everything is computerized and all that. Whilst your time, everything was live. They play everything live in the studio and all that. Now, a man was telling me the other day that even now recording live is very expensive. So people can't even afford it because you must hire players of instrument and all that kind of thing. You must rehearse and all that, put things together and all that before you can get things done. As compared to modern time where, computer is there and you can go on and program everything and boom, bam, 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 you record yourself. So things are really moving fast. You understand me? Yeah. So, but in this sense, the new generation are trying hard to separate themselves from the older generation.
They can't. They're coming out of the older generation. They might not see it, but they're coming straight out of what what people have done before them. So they can't really separate themselves. You know, it's a bit different, but it can be separate.
It can be separate.
It's one story.
All right. Now, now I have a message for you over here, coming from Petro the Rock. He said, King Lagazee, as young as I am, I used to listen to Mallory Williams songs in the late 90s and the early 2000s because my dad played them regular. My dad really loves reggae music. Mallory is a legend, no doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Abenkum Jeremiah says, Lagazee, big up yourself for the great work every day. You know, my general, watching you live from Old Fadama. Respect and manners, my brother. Denita Style says, bless up. Easy. Look like a lot of people are speaking a lot of good things about you in terms of, you know, the iWorks and all that. Michael Asher from Westmoreland in Jamaica goes to boom and say he used to listen to you when he was a kid and all that kind of thing. You understand me? And right now, a man is saying that, yo, he used to listen to your song because his father was a lover of your music.
Yeah. Yeah,
ladies and gentlemen, we're talking to the legend, Mallory Williams.
Easy. Yeah. Give thanks to all those people who've been listening for a long time, you know.
Respect.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great to be still around.
Have you been to Africa yet?
Yes, I went to Zimbabwe with Jimmy Cliff. I went to Reunion Island. You know, I went to Lesotho. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's in southern Africa, way down at that bottom tip of Africa there. Yeah, I've been to those places. And now, I soon will come into Ghana. Just say about that.
Of course, Father. We can't wait. We can't wait for the legend to step in because, you know, we would like to feel all these classics and all that and all that.
Yeah.
But you coming to Africa with Jimmy Cliff, you know, because you were playing for Jimmy Cliff, right?
Yeah.
As a player of instrument.
Yeah.
But in this case, I want to ask whether you've been to Africa like on your own, like as Mallory Williams.
No, not yet. Ghana will be first.
Ghana will be the first. In all, how many albums have you?
2.
You have
the
2?
Shaboom album and one called Dance Reggae Cha Cha Cha.
Dance Reggae Cha Cha Cha. All right.
Dance Reggae Cha. That was a song. My father played that song at first. It was called Arawak Cha Cha.
Okay.
It didn't have any lyrics, but I put lyrics to it and call it Dance Reggae Cha Cha Cha. Yeah, and a series of songs on that CD.
All right.
Yeah. It's on iTunes.
Now, I have seen you and your son, Willie Haggart, doing stuff together.
Yeah.
You know, how are you managing him? Because, you know, the youth are a bit, you know, dynamic and wild and all that kind of thing. So how are you managing him?
Well, we did his first recording. He has a video there too on YouTube. His song is called Left Cheek, Right Cheek. It's a stripper's anthem.
Okay.
It's called Left Right Cheek by Willie Haggart.
All right.
That's his stage name, Willie Haggart. Yeah.
All right.
But he's going well. He started to write and he has improved a lot in a very short time. He's writing some good stuff. He wrote that Left Cheek, Right Cheek.
Mm-hmm.
Check it out. There's a video there.
All right. So in some of these cases, do you provide assistance, to him in terms
Well,
of...
I met with him, and I had him in the studio to do the voicing. I directed the voicing of that song, and he learned fast. He learns very fast,
All right.
Learns very fast.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, I want to find out whether you do dub plate for sound systems.
I've done a few, not many, but I've done a few. Done a few for Stone Love, and just a very few.
Why is Stone Love getting all the classics?
Because they seek it, they try to find it wherever it is. They try to find it, because I never really did a lot of those specials, but Scary Gary from Stone Love checked me, and I did it for him. Oh, wow. And a few other sound systems down there in Jamaica. Master Kush did the dub plate for him, but I didn't really do a lot. I didn't, compared to some other artists, I didn't really do a lot.
Were you not a fan of dub plate? Are
you? Well, no one was asking me to do it. No one was really asking me. I didn't put myself in the area to attract people to get that done. I didn't, it just the way my career went different. Right. I guess I didn't really see the value of the dub plate so early in my career. I didn't see the value of it.
All right.
I guess I seeking out sound systems to do that, but that's just not how it is.
So are you now open for dubs?
Oh yes. Yeah.
Anybody that want dub plate, you ready to shut it?
Yeah, man.
Soundboy for dead.
Easy.
I hear you over there killing Soundboy for fun.
Yo, father, them scared of me like something, man. Every Soundboy afraid of Lagazee sound. Yo, anyway, me bug them is a cardio undertaker. Oh, God. So, you still recording, at this particular age, you're still recording and all that. What is keeping you going, and what is giving you the strength?
Well, I have my little recording studio here, at home here. And so when I get the ideas, I just get in the studio and do it. My latest recording is Smoke It Like a Marley.
Yeah.
You have that one?
Yeah, I have it.
Yeah, man. That's my latest, Smoke It Like a Marley. Because right. The keyboard for Ziggy Marley and the Melody Makers.
You did what?
I used to play keyboard for Ziggy Marley and the Melody Makers.
Oh, I never knew about that. Seriously.
And I think it's in my bio there.
All right. I
came with this song, Smoke It Like a Marley. My son was over here in Denver with me, and he woke up one day and he couldn't find no weed.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't find no weed for about half the day. And when he got some weed in the afternoon, he said, I'm going to smoke this one like a Marley.
All right.
And that's in the song,
All right. Now, all these artists you've worked with, which one would you say you enjoyed working with?
All of them, man. I like working with all of them, man. Dennis Brown, Ziggy Marley, and the Melody Makers, Jimmy Cliff, it was a real good journey, you know. Enjoyed working with them all.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah. Toured with Gregory Isaacs too for a short time.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What is in the future line for Mallory Williams?
Just more music, man. More music. Just recording more music. That's it.
Any plan to tour Africa by yourself?
Huh?
Any plan to tour Africa by yourself?
Well, I would love to. I'd love to. I would really love to do that. Working at it.
All right. So, as we're speaking right now, everyone is listening. All the promoters in Africa, everyone is listening. So, let's see what happens. You understand me? In terms of what you doing. You understand me? Yeah.
Yeah, man. All the promoters out there, man. Just check King Lagazee. Lagazee know how to find me.
You know, see. Yes, Father. In wrapping up and in leaving you, what advice do you have for the younger generation coming up? Looking at where you have been to, you understand me, what you've done, the artists you've played with, what you've gone through from Jamaica right down to America and all that. What advice would you give to the younger generation coming up in terms of reggae music?
Yeah. Keep it clean. Keep it clean, you know. Just try and do the best you can. Keep out of trouble. And just put your shoulder to the wheel and try and make the best music you can. And everything will work out fine. Yeah.
All right. All right, Father. Leaving you on a final note, I don't know if you can give us some lines of Boom She Boom or Irie Data. People love Irie Data and I love Boom She Boom. So which one would you love to do a thing on it for us?
She don't care just what she do, when she do, what she do, how she do, what she do. She says she name who she do. This little girl don't wear no curl. Little girl is the one in the world. This little girl don't wear no curl. Little girl is the one in the world. Say a boom, she boom, la 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 la. What a girl can cool and deadly. Boom, she boom. Irie Data. I want a girl like you. Just like you. I love everything you do. All right. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mallory Williams, for your time and space. We're family now, so if anything, please let me know, yeah?
What's that?
I said we're family now, so if anything, let me know.
Yes, sir. Definitely.
All
yes,
right,
sir.
Father. Give thanks for your time.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed your show.
Give thanks. Give thanks. Give thanks. Blessed.
Easy.